19 to 2020, the sold a part of furniture for rupees 2000. So be careful here. The company is selling the furniture, fixed assets. Okay, so this should be record under receipt. Okay, not for sale. So when the company manufacturing the goods, after manufacturing, if the company is selling the goods to the customers or what debtors, then only need to be used what? Sales voucher, whether it's a cash or credit. If apart from that any asset or any other than that there is manufactured goods they are selling, okay, for that if the company receives the cash, there should be record in receipt voucher. Okay, then here the company is selling what? The part of furniture. Okay, so it is should be record under receipt because for the sale of that they receive the 2000 as a cash. Then please generalize this one. Say when the company sold the fixed asset, that time the company received the what? Cash, because it's a cash transaction. So how to generalize this one? Cash account to furniture account. So next creation of ledger, second step. See here, in this transaction there is no need for creation of any account because the cash is predefined one. Okay, so there is no need for creation in tally. Then furniture account is already we created in the previous transaction. Okay, so that there is no need for creation again here. Okay, in while working with the tally in practically, so there is no need for creation this furniture account because already we created. But exam point of view, we should be show okay this account creation. Okay, how I am showed in this video, like that you should be show. See here, like this. The cash account is already what? Predefined one. There is no need for create. Then another account we have, that is furniture account, that we already created, so that there is no need for create again. So but it should be show like this. It's only for exam purpose, but in case of working with the tally there is no need to create this furniture account. Okay, directly we go for what? Passing the voucher. Then go for next voucher entry. Which voucher should be? Select. This is receipt voucher because for sale of asset the company received the what? Cash here. So that you should be use receipt voucher, that is F6. Then when you are press the F6 you will get the what? Receipt voucher screen. Okay, then from that press F2 you will change the date. Next one, go for recording the transaction. Receipt voucher always demands for what? Recording the credit account, that is furniture account. Then go for what? Debit account, that is cash account. Okay, this is a recording in receipt voucher. Give a narration, then press enter button. Click on a small screen. From that you should be select yes by pressing Y key from your keyboard. The next one, the 16th one, 20th to 2020, signed a agreement with the Silver Oak Corporation for rupees 50,000 and received rupees 50,000 advance money by check. Is very important one. The company undergoes the agreement with the what? Silver Oak Corporation. Okay, that agreement value is rupees 5 lakh. The total value is 5 lakhs. Against of that 5 lakh, the company received the what? 50,000 as advance money by check. Okay, when the company received the advance, it is some kind of what? Liability, current liability. Okay, see here I taken this transaction for giving the some idea about the creation of group if necessary. Okay, in this transaction I will create a group also related to the what? Advance money. Okay, then we'll see one by one. The first one, journal entry. Okay, please generalize the transaction. Here we have two accounts here. One is bank account because the company received the advance in the form of what? Check, so they will deposit into the bank, so that here the bank account one is there. Then second one is what? Silver Oak Corporation, because from the Silver Oak Corporation we received the advance, so that there should be credit. Okay, clear it is. When the company received the advance, okay, then in the situation the company received the amount in the form of check, so that will deposit into the bank. So bank account is a percentage of account. Okay, the next transaction is 16th one, 20th to 2020, signed an agreement with the Silver Oak Corporation of rupees 5 lakh and received rupees 50,000 advance money by check. Here I taken this transaction for giving the idea how to create a group. Okay, for that I taken this example, this transaction. In this transaction I will give the idea how to create subgroups, okay, if it is required. See here, 20th to the company under the Silver Oak Corporation, the total agreement value is 5 lakh. Then against of that agreement, they received the what 50,000 as a advance money, okay, through check. Okay, they received the amount, okay, receipt, it is receipt, cash inflows. Then when you are receiving this advance money, it should be comes under current liability. Okay, when you are transferring this amount to the account, so that time it will be show in balance sheet on liability side under current liability, because against of that agreement nothing but work is not yet completed, just that agreement they receive the advance money, so it is considered as a what, current liability. So in this case, if the company wants to create one separate heading related to whichever the advance they received, okay, for that the company can create one subgroups under current liability. Okay, related to that we will discuss in this transaction. First, okay, understand this transaction. The company undergo the agreement value 5 lakh, but how much they receive advance? The 5 lakh. Okay, it is advance received, income to the business. Then how to generalize this one? Say the two accounts are there here. One is the company received advance 50,000 from the check, okay, through the check, so that is a directly deposit to the bank. So the bank account we can see here. Then bank account, so is a receiver, it is a receiver, so that bank account debtor 2. Then who is the giver here? The Silver Oak Company is the giver. Okay, so that it should be credit because it's a percentage of account. Then how much the advance issued by the company, or how much Silver Oak Company paid the advance? 50,000. Take that one. The next go for what I already told before enter into the voucher, before creation of ledger. Okay, if the company wants to keep separate subgroup in this advance issue, then the company need to create these subgroups. If not, the company can keep this information under primary group as a current liability. But in that primary current liability group, if the company wants to create subgroups, then the company can create with the help of subgroup option, that is a single group creation. Okay, so that see here the syntax: gateway of tally, alt F3, account information, group, single group, then create. Okay, I'm creating nothing but the company creating subgroups in the name of advance from the customers. Okay, then this advance from the customer subgroups comes under the main primary group current liability. Okay, see here I'm stressing you, without creation of this group also we can possible to record the transaction with the help of primary group as a current liability. But if the company wants to keep the separate group under a separate group whichever the advance is received, then they can create subgroups, that is advance from the customer in the current liability group. Okay, so that they're creating the subgroups. Then the subgroup creation form, single group creation form, already we discussed in Zoom interaction class. Okay, in single group creation, they will ask to give the group name first, then it will ask for what, under which primary group which comes under. Then after that you should give the what group behave as a sub ledger. Yes, it should be behave as a sub ledger. It should be given as a yes. The net debit and credit balance you should be report while reporting. Yes, you should be give. Then use the for calculation you should be say as a no. If the company is not fulfilled on time, then the company need to be pay along with some what interest for delay that execution of work. In that situation, if the company need to pay any interest on against of that, they should be give us a yes, otherwise no. After this you should be press Y from your keyboard after getting this small screen. Okay, then now we are created the group, that is advance from customer. Remember that still we are not created ledger account. So go for next one, creation of ledger account. Here two account is involved. That is, one is bank account, second one Silver Oak Corporation. So here already we created the bank account in second transaction, so that there is no need for create again, but exam purpose you should be show like this. The next one, another ledger account is there, is what, Silver Oak Corporation. Still no, we are not created. This is the first transaction did by this Silver Oak company with the business. So we create as a Silver Oak Corporation. Then please observe here, this from Silver Oak company we receive the word advance, so that the Silver Oak company should be comes under the group of advance from customer. We created this group, correct? No? Okay, if not created, we should be give current liability group. Okay, so then advance from the customer we created a subgroups, so that we should be create this ledger account under advance from customer. Then next we created the two accounts. Then go for what, voucher entry. This voucher entry here, please observe, when the company received the advance, then here the company received the what, cash, so that it should be recording receipt voucher. Okay, then this is a syntax, gateway of tally, accounting voucher, then receipt. Receipt is what, F6, the function execution key. Then as soon as you press the F6 from the accounting information screen, you will get what, receipt voucher screen. From that, first you should be change the date, that is F2, press F2, you can change the date. Then after changing date, go for entry. Here it is a receipt voucher, so that first is demand for credit account, which is the credit account. Here we credited, there is Silver Oak Corporation, how much you received, 50,000, you should record. Then go for what, debit, that is SBI bank account, that is 50,000. Then give the narration. After giving the narration, press enter button, you will get on screen, small screen. Okay, from that you should be select yes by pressing Y button from your keyboard. The next transaction is, that is 17th one, 30th 3/2020, the purchase goods from Alvin Traders on credit basis for rupees 1,50,000 with the GST. Okay, with the GST. Listen here, very important one. In this transaction, I taken the purpose of giving the concept of if the goods are purchased with tax. Okay, see here the purchase goods from Alvin Traders, nothing but it is a credit purchase. See, when the goods are purchased in, okay, in the relevant to the business, that time there should be passed in purchase voucher. Okay, before that, first generalize this one. Okay, here we have three major accounts. There is one purchase account, then Alvin Traders account, and here GST tax, okay, at 18%. So we should be create account first. Then which other account we should be create? The first one, purchase account. Be remember that I forgot to mention here, purchase account, this is entry, purchase account at 18% should be mentioned. Purchase account at 18% data. Then we have GST, correct? No, with the GST we are purchasing. Okay, nothing but the goods are inflow to the business with GST. So GST also inflow to the company, so that we consider what, input GST. See here, the input GST nothing but here, when you are purchasing goods, on that goods they are charging the tax by the seller. That time it is called what, input GST. Okay, the input GST nothing but what, at the time of purchase you paid the GST, that is also what, input GST. When you are purchase at the time of sale, when you are charging GST, that is also output GST. So here we are purchasing, correct? No, we are purchasing the goods, against of purchase we are paying the tax. So along with the goods, the tax also inflows the business, so that we should be as the input GST. See, I think you know the GST. If the goods are sold within the state, at that time we should be pay two form of GST. One is CGST and SGST. Nothing but central GST and sales GST. Okay, when you are selling the goods out of the state, that time there is no division like this. We should be pay only IGST. Okay, so I taken here this example in the assumption of the goods are sold within the state. So within the state the goods are sold. That time the GST should be pay equal part as a CGST and SGST. Okay, So with that concept, I am passing the entry here. See here, the purchase account, I purchased 1,50,000 along with 18% as a GST. 18% is GST. Okay, I'm assuming that is within the state. So that this 18% should be divided into two parts as a what? Input CGST at 9% equal should be divided as 9%. Then input SGST as an 8%. So along with SGST and CGST, I am purchasing the goods. Okay, then total how much goods, value of goods is supplied by the Alvin traders. So that is 1,77,000 to Alvin traders account. I think you got the clarity. See here, when the goods are purchased with GST, that time we should be observed whether it is a intra state, nothing but within the state they are purchased or from outside they purchased. If within the state they purchased, that time the GST should be divided in the form of CGST and SGST. Okay, if the goods are purchased from the outside the state, that time the GST will charge in the form of IGST, integrated GST. Okay, so in this transaction I'm assuming that the goods are purchased within the state. So the goods value of rupees 150 along with the GST. Okay, so 18%. This goods are purchased within the state, so that we should be paying, that is CGST and SGST. How much percentage, how much GST charge, that should be divided in equal part. Okay, then so that I created here accounts while passing the entries, that is purchased account at 18%, then input GST in the form of CGST 9% out of 18, the input SGST is 9% out of 18. Okay, total the 9% of CGST and 9% of SGST calculated on the total value of goods the company purchased, that is 1,50,000. 1,50,000 into 9% of 9% CGST, 1,50,000 as a 9% of SGST. Total you get 13,500, 13,500. Then for add this 1,50,000, you get total worth of goods including GST, that is 1,77,000 from Alvin traders, because it's a credit purchased. So is a supplier. Then how to create the ledger account here? This is very important here. We have total 4 accounts. Okay, still now we have not created purchased 18%. Okay, just we have purchase account. Okay, that don't use for recording this transaction because they specified the GST here 18%. So that we should be create separate account as a what? Purchased at 18%, one ledger account. Then input CH is 9% one ledger account. Input SGST 9% ledger account. Okay, when the rate is changed, no, that time again we have to be create separate account. Okay, when the rate are same, that time we can take this the reference. Then go for creation of ledger account for total 4 accounts. Okay, then go for single ledger creation. Then first one, which is one, the purchased at 18%. Here I am taken here 18%. Okay, we are purchasing the goods at the payment of what? 18% GST is indicate that purchase at 18% indicates that what? The company is purchasing the goods at 18%. Okay, so I am creating this ledger account. Then it should be comes under which primary good, that is purchased. We are purchasing 18% with GST. Okay, I created what? Purchase at 18%. Then next we have total 3 remaining 3 ledger account. In that first one, create input CGST. Okay, input CGST at 9%. That comes at duties and taxes. Very important. Is that duty? No. Is that tax? No. So that input CGST as 19%, that should be comes under the group of direct tax. Then one more we have what? Input SGST. Input SGST. Okay, at 9%, this should be comes under duties and tax. Here I use a single ledger. Either you can go for what? Multiple for creating input CGST at 9%. The input SGST 9%, but I take as a single ledger. Okay, then another ledger account we will create, that is a creator account, that is Alvin traders account. See here, the Alvin trader is a what? Creator. Okay, is a supplier, so that should be take under what? Sundry creditor. Okay, this is the what? The 4 ledger account I created newly because it's not yet created now. Okay, then next voucher entry. Be careful, this is a purchased goods related to the business nature, so that I am passing this entry with the help of what? Purchase voucher, that is F9. Okay, as soon as get the purchase screen, first change the date by pressing F2. We'll go for a voucher entry here. The purchase voucher demands always first what? Credit one. Okay, credit item. Which is the credit one here? Alvin Traders. Okay, from Alvin Traders we purchased, so that we should be first credit Alvin Traders. Then which is the debit here? The three accounts should be debit. The first one, purchased at 18%. How much value? How much goods we purchased without tax? 1,50,000. In that, another one we have, that is what? Input CGST at 9%, 13,500. Another debit account we have, that is input SGST at 9%, that is 13,500. Total 1,77,000. Okay, this is the entry when you purchase the goods with payment of GST. When you purchase the goods, that time we will purchase the goods along with the tax, so that we call it what? Input tax. Okay, then the SGST CGST going to be created when it's intra-state, nothing but within the state you have purchased. Okay, if you purchase outside the state, that time IGST going to be created. I have the one example for that also, we'll discuss later. Then give the narration, then press enter button. You will get what? One small screen. From that select yes by pressing Y from your keyboard. The next transaction, that is 30th/3/2020, the sold goods to Ashwin Traders on credit basis for rupees 1,80,000 with GST at 18%. Very important. Say there's a credit or cash sales. That is not a matter here. Here the company is selling the goods. Okay, it is related in nature of what? Business. Okay, the company is selling the goods to Ashwin Traders. Okay, sorry, Alvin Traders. Alvin Traders at the value of rupees 1,80,000. Okay, 1,80,000 is the value of goods with what? GST. With the GST at how much percent? 18%. Nothing but the company charging GST on sale of goods. So that this GST we call the output GST. Okay, on the sale of goods by the company, they're charging GST tax, that is called what? Output. Then the purchase of goods, when the company paying the tax, that is called what? Input. Nothing but purchase of goods when paying the tax, input. When the sale of goods when you're charging tax, that is output. Okay, then first generalize the transaction here. Then along with that, one more assumption I'm making here, that is this goods sold within the state. Okay, when you're selling the goods within the state, that time you should be pay to form of GST out of this total percentage, that is CGST and SGST. Okay, central GST and state GST. Okay, for that I'm passing the entry here. It is a sales, correct? No, when the goods are selling, that time the goods will flow. Then here Alvin Traders is a what? Debtors, so he is a receiver, so that I am debiting that one. Alvin Traders account data, the 2,12,000. How we got? The total value of goods plus GST. Okay, then to sales account. Okay, we are paying with the tax, that should be shown separately. First take sales account, show the value of total goods without tax, that is 1,80,000. Then next to output CGST. I already told that this transaction is within the state, so that this GST should be divided into part on the CGST and SGST. Okay, so output nothing but on the sale of goods we are charging this tax, so that we should measure output GST here. CGST at 9%, that is 16,000 on 9% on 1,80,000. Then output SGST 9% on 1,80,000. You will get 16,000. By adding this, you will get what? 2,12,000. Okay, one more thing that I forgot to mention here, the sales at 18% should be create account. Okay, sales at 18%. I think you have the clarity about this. Okay, then next move to the ledger creation. Here we total going to create how much? The Alvin Traders 1 sales at 18%, output CGST 9%, output CSGST 9%. Total going to create 4 accounts. Okay, then this is the creation of ledger account syntax. Then go for next one, creation. First one, sales, we will create at 18%. Still no, we are not yet created sales at 18%. Nothing but we are selling the goods at 18% GST. Okay, before this transaction we created sales, just sales. Okay, that don't use, because in this transaction they specified that the company is selling the goods at 18%. Nothing but with the GST. So we will create the separate account with the sales at 18%. It should be comes under which primary group? That is a sales. Okay, then first account we created. The next account going to be created, that is the first one, output CGST. See, it is not input, output, so that we should create separate ledger. Output CGST as 9%. It comes under duties and taxes primary group, because CGST is a tax, so that it comes under duties and tax. The output CGST 9%. Similar like that, create output SGST at 9%. This comes under duties and taxes. Okay, these are both output. On sale we are collecting the, or we charging the what? Tax. So that is called an output. Then next, one more account going to be created, that is Alvin Traders account. See, Alvin Traders account we not yet created, then it is a what? Sundry debtors. Because why it to be called sundry debtors? The Alvin Traders purchase the goods on the basis of credit, so that we should consider as a debtor. So Alvin Traders should be comes under the primary group of sundry debtors. Then next, which voucher going to be set here? It is a sales, correct? No, should we go for what? Sales voucher, that is F8. Then as soon as you get the sales voucher, press F2 for change the date. Then next go for entry. The sales account always demands for what? First debit 1. Okay, which one do debit? Alvin Traders. It should be debit. What is the total worth of the goods he purchased along with the tax? 2,12,000. Okay, how we got to 2,12,000 value of goods with the what? Sales credit 1. Sales at 18%, that is 1,80,000. Then output CGST at 18%. Output sorry, not 18%, 9%, 16,000. Then output SGST is 9%, not 18%. It is, sorry, it is not 18%, it is a 9%. Then is 16,000. Yes, total you get 2,12,000. See, please change this one. It is not a 18%, it is a 9%. Okay, the next one, narration. Press Y from the screen, you will get on screen. From there select yes from the keyboard by pressing Y. Next one, say I taken intrastate sales, nothing but IGST. Please appear here IGST. Okay, intrastate. Nothing but when the goods are sold out of the state, that time the government will charge GST in the form of integrated GST, IGST. Okay, when the IGST is there, how to pass the entry. Okay, instead of creation of CGST, AGST account, we should be create IGST account. Okay, then please observe here what is the transaction. The goods sold. Okay, the goods sold, sales it is. When the on sales, when you are charging the tax, that is called what? Output IGST, correct? No? Output IGST. When the on sales, when you are charging tax, it is called what? Output GST. Okay, ABC traders, on ABC traders they are charging the they're selling the what? Goods on credit basis. Then here the three accounts are there. One is sales account at 18%. Then ABC traders account. Then IGST, or nothing but output IGST at 18%. Or in case of IGST, there is no division, that is central and state. Okay, if the goods are sold outside the state, that time they will charge only one form of tax, that is IGST. Then pass the entry here. That is ABC traders account. Data 2, sales at 18%. Okay, sales at 18%. Go for sales at 18%. Then one more we need to be passed is output IGST at 18%. Okay, then calculate on 1,80,000, you will get 32,000. Add to the 1,80,000, you will get 2,12,000. Okay, this is what interstate sales. So that we are charging IGST. Interstate nothing but one state, for example, state A sell the goods to the purchaser of another state. Okay. The next ledger creation here, we have to create ABC traders sales at 18%. Then output IGST is 18%. To be create. Then here, so that I told in previous transaction we already created sales at 18%, okay, account, so that there is no need for create again here, because already we created sales at 18% in previous what transaction. So for example point of view, I'm showing that it comes under sales, but it is already created. Then one more account need to be created, that is output IGST. Still no, we are not created this one, output IGST. Okay, so create output IGST at 18%. It comes under where? Duties and taxes. Duties and taxes. Then which one? Output IGST, because this IGST is charging on sales, so that is output. Okay, at 18%. Next, one more account we need to be created, that is ABC Traders is that company is a debtor, so that need to be created. Still no, we are not created. Then go for voucher entry, say the goods are sold. Okay, so that it should be passed in sales voucher, that is F8. Then press F2 will change the what date. Then record the voucher in sales voucher. First demand for what? Debit account, which is a debit account here, that is ABC Traders, that is 2,12,000. It's including what? Tax. Then next rate here, that is sales at 18%. Okay, how much it is? 1,80,000. Along with that, the company charge what? Output GST, that is 18%. This should be calculated on 1,80,000. You will get 32,000. Total of this, the ABC Trader will get 2,12,000. Then give the narration. Then press enter button. It will be accept. By pressing Y from your keyboard. Then the last transaction is read about the purchase from the outside. Right. No. Next one, I have one example, because the so many of students will get the confusions. That is, if the asset is purchased by payment of cash, we will go for what? Payment voucher. Okay, if the asset is purchased in the form of cash, that time that entry will pass in the form of payment voucher. Then if the question arises, if the asset is purchased in the form of credit basis, then which voucher need to be pass the entry? Okay, so in this situation also, here when you are purchasing some assets, okay, nothing but the company purchasing some assets either in the form of cash, that time go for record in the form of payment voucher. If the company purchasing asset in the form of credit, that time this should be record in journal voucher, because on the base of credit there is no what fund movement, just it should be what effect to the accounts. Okay, so that it should be passed with the help of journal voucher, so that only I taken this transaction. So after generating that, once the company paid the amount against of this credit purchase, then you should be go for what? Payment voucher. Okay, so here the company is purchasing what? Car nothing but is a fixed assets on the base of what? Credit. Okay, from XY traders. Then how to generalize this transaction in the tally, so that any asset fixed assets purchased in the form of credit, so that time should be generated in the form of journal voucher, because there is no cash movement, just is a kind of what? Ledger adjustment. Okay, then please observe the journal entry here. The car is a fixed asset, so that I debited. Then it is a credit purchase, so that here supplier is XYZ. Okay, so that I credited is a giver, correct? No? Then next create the ledger account here. Okay, I need to create here both the two accounts, car account and XYZ traders, because we don't have that account in our tally software. So that go for creation of first one name of the name, that is a car account. It should be comes under which group? is a fixed asset, correct? No, it is a fixed asset, so that should create under primary group as a fixed assets. Then one more account we have here, that is XY traders, is a supplier on the basis of credit, so that we should, this account should be comes under the primary group of sundry creditor. The next was the voucher. I already told that when the asset is purchased on the basis of credit, there is no fund movement, just is a kind of account adjustment, so that used for journal voucher, that is F7. Then press F2 for change the date. Then pass the entry here in the voucher. The general voucher always demands for entry the credit one, that is debit one, that is what, car account, that is 1,80,000. The next entry is what, credit one, that is XYZ traders account is 1,80,000. Then give the narration, press enter button, you will get a small screen. From that select yes by pressing Y from your keyboard. Okay, so this is the entries I taken as an example how to record in the tally. Here I am theoretically explained. So while in examination, when they ask for generalize the transaction with the help of tally, you should be follow these steps. Okay, then I will give some hints. When you are passing the entries with the help of tally, first read the transaction, then analyze which type of transaction it is, whether receipt payment or purchase or any bank-to-bank transaction or non-fund transaction. Okay, identify that. After identifying that, identify the what? Accounts. Which are the accounts involved in the particular transaction. Okay, after that, on the basis of that, create the ledgers. Okay, create the ledgers. Okay, after creating ledgers, decide which voucher this transaction should be recorded. Okay, on the basis of list of transaction, we should be decide which voucher should be select for passing this transaction in the tally. After passing that, while passing that, on the basis of nature of voucher should be observed whether it is asking first credit one or debit one, nothing but credit account or debit account. On the basis of that, you should be mentioned. Then afterwards, okay, give the narration. Then you should be press enter button. You will get one small screen like this. Accept question mark y or no. From that, you should be select yes by pressing Y from your keyboard. Okay, this is the very important question for your exam point of view and your life point of view. Okay, in next video, I will send the entry. I will send the video, the entries made with the help of what? Tally software. Okay, then next in this we have some further topics. I will quickly finish it off. After what recording all the transaction, you can see which are the transaction you record in that particular day. Okay, so that is called what? Day book concept. So in the tally they give a feature or one option, that is day book. The day book indicates that which are the transaction you record in the particular day that we can possible to view. Okay, that is called as a what? Day book. How to go for that particular option? We should use this path, that is gateway of tally screen, display day book. Okay, from that day book, when you press the Alt F1, you can get the detailed information which are the entry you are did the particular day. Okay, this is the what? Display of day book. Then next we have some reports here, that is of some financial reports, inventory reports and some other reports. But in this fourth chapter they give some major few reports. As soon as you pass the entry, you can view these reports. Okay, then the first one is a trial balance. Here, as soon as you pass the entries, the tally will automatically prepare the what? Trial balance by taking the ledger balances with the help of ledger balances. Okay, on the basis of credit and debit, they will take from that what the tally will prepare the what? The tally will prepare the trial balance automatically. Okay, then nothing but giving the information here, the three types of trial balances. we have, there is one adjusted trial balance, adjusted first one, second one adjusted, then closing trial balance. As soon as you prepare the accounts, ledger accounts, with the help of that vouchers, the tally will do this kind of three process. One is without adjustment, without balancing, prepare the one account. After that, immediately they will adjust the that balance where the accounts are not tallied. After that, finally it will display the correct trial balance, that is called a closing trial balance. Okay, but in tally they will show automatically there is a closing trial balance. Just by knowledge purpose, I give this information here. Then next one, display of trial balance. How to view the trial balance here? So we need to use this syntax, that is Alt F3, that is gateway of tally. Then from that you should be select reports. From the report should be select trial balance. So here when you click the Alt F1, okay, or just F1, you can get the detailed information of the trial balance, which are the account they are showing. Then when you press the when you press the F4, that time we can see the group wise summary we can get in the trial balance. Then when you click the F5, we can get the ledger wise details. So here in trial balance, how to view, there is gateway of tally, reports and trial balance. Then if you want to detail information, that time you should press Alt F1 or just F1. You get the detailed information. The individual entries we can see. In case we want to see the group wise, that time just press F4. We can see the group wise. Or you want to see the view the trial balance with the help of ledger, press F5. The next one, display of balance sheet. So like as a trial balance, we can display the this balance sheet also. For that we should go for the reports. How to go for the reports? From the gateway of tally, Alt F3, reports, and then from the directly select balance sheet. Okay. Then next, for you view the detail balance sheet, press Alt F1 or F1. You will get the detailed balance sheet. Okay. If you want to change that period, the balance sheet period, that is wants to know the previous year balance sheet. Okay, that time you should be press F2. When you press the F2, it will give the one screen. From that screen you can type the date. As soon as you type the date, that related date balance sheet will be displayed. Okay, then next one, we want to see the balance sheet in detail in the form of vertical balance sheet. That time for that press F2 in balance sheet screen. Okay, then in that we want to know the changes in working capital. Okay, for that you should be press Alt F1. Okay, Alt F1. Okay, you can see that show the working changes, but you should be configure. Okay, before pressing Alt F1, you should be configure this feature. Okay, with the help of configuration features, that is F12. Then if you wants to know the balance sheet in quarterly basis, okay, at that time you should be press Alt N. From the balance sheet screen, press Alt F1, it will give the detailed information. From that screen, press Alt N. That time you can see the quarterly information. The next one, display of profit and loss account. Okay, for knowing for view the profit and loss account, just follow this syntax, Alt F3, reports. Then from the reports, select profit and loss account. Then Alt plus F1 or F1, detailed information. Then next one, if you want to know view the previous year profit and loss account, that time we can view with the help of F2 function key. When you press the F2 function key, you can get one option. In that option you need to be type date. Okay, for which period you want to see the profit and loss account. Then after that you can see that year profit and loss account also. Next one, display of accounts book register. Okay, whichever the accounts we are created, which of the ledger account we are created, that we can see by transaction wise in the tally. Okay, on the base of day, month, okay, or year wise we can possible to view. That is called the display of accounts books, nothing but ledger accounts. Then next one, we can also possible to see the cash book. Okay, cash book or bank book. Okay, with the help of this syntax, there is a gateway of tally, display, account book, and from that account book we should be select what, cash book. From this syntax also we can possible to see the cash book or bank book. Then purchase register also we can view with the help of this syntax, that is gateway of tally, display, accounts book. From the accounts book select purchase register. See here, when you want to know the ledger, view the ledger accounts in the situation, we should use this syntax, that is gateway of tally, display, accounts book. From the accounts book we can select any ledger account or any register we can possible to see. We need to be view the sales ledger account. That time we use same syntax till the what account books. From that accounts book we will get the display of the various kinds of ledgers we created. Then from that display select the particular ledger which one he wants to view. Then for detail, for month wise details, press alt. We can see the month wise details also. Just press enter button, you can get the month wise details. Then if you want to know the detailed information, press alt plus F1 or just F1, you get the detail view. Then same like as what sales register, I already told that. Okay, we can see, we can view also, we can view the sales ledger also by using this syntax, that is gateway of tally, display, accounts books, then sales register. Okay, we can, when you press the enter button, we can get the monthly details, or you want to know the detailed information on the basis of day wise, just press alt F1 or just press F1. Then journal register, and I think you know journal register, when they will use the general voucher. Okay, the journal voucher will post to the journal register. Okay, that we can see with the help of the syntax here. There is the gateway of tally, display, account books. From the account books select what, journal register. Okay, this is what the reports we can view from the tally. Okay, in detail we can see in 5th chapter. Okay, we have the various kinds of report in 5th chapter. In that we will discuss how to view. Okay, just that chapter consists of how to view the reports. That is various kinds of report. That is a financial report, inventory reports, like that. Okay, that we will discuss in the next class. This is the what end of your 4th chapter. Okay, please listen this video carefully, then note down the very important points about for which transaction you need to use which kind of voucher. Okay, along with that, at the time of creation of ledger, which primary group should be provided. Okay, like that should be take the notes and be careful. This question they will ask in 14 marks in your examination. Okay, if you have any doubts in Zoom interaction meeting, please ask. I will go to clarify your doubts. Okay, thank you.